Okay, this is Moshe coming to you from Israel in the Galilee. It's a cold night after the rain. I'm sitting out here with the dogs and give you the evening update. The big thing is the Netanyahu administration told the Americans that if they do not attack the Houthis in Yemen, Israel will. Now, I don't think America cares, but they might. The reason for that is the Houthis said they're going to attack every ship that has Israeli ties, ownership, or traces back to Israel in some way, shape, or form. So Israel will probably start bombing strategic locations in Yemen, which will cause more rockets from Yemen to come towards Israel, undoubtedly. And this is Netanyahu could be acting in a pure defensive fashion, or could be trying to continue the wars so he doesn't get thrown out of office for 3 criminal cases involving, in general terms, corruption that are ongoing. So we don't know. Maybe the Lebanon war is not going to take off and he's trying to use this. He's not going to be able to stop them from shooting rockets at Israel very easily, because they will have tunnels and things like that. So, I mean, what's he going to do? He's not going to fly 25 aircraft there continually all day and night. It's too far away. So what he's going to do, I don't know, but bomb them would be it. And I don't think it's going to do very much to stop them. It's just going to get them mad. But you can't just, on the other hand, you can't just sit still and let them do what they want. So it's kind of like, could be a innocent move, well intended for Israel, or it could be a deceitful part of his hidden agenda. I don't know yet, and we'll see. And then it depends what America's going to do. I don't know. The Hamas are surrendering in large amounts, more than we need to get intel from, but it's probably not going to hurt. This is telling me that tunnels are becoming more and more useless to them. We're still taking rockets, but it's in a diminished amount for sure. I mean, it's very noticeably less. I haven't counted, but it's going down. And I imagine in another few days it'll be almost nothing. It's rather quiet today. Let me look. Well, if I go to look, I'll lose the broadcast. It'll shut off. So it's very noticeably down. I don't really notice jets flying overhead in Israel like I used to. They're not, they're our jets and protective, but I'm not really seeing that anymore, which is a good sign. Lebanon is still fighting with us. 5 soldiers got killed today, I think. Or maybe it was yesterday, I don't know. That's not good. Israeli soldiers. The Houthis can't do very much when they come out of the tunnels, because they find the Americans are in armored vehicles, armored personnel carriers, armored Humvees, armored tanks, and they got AK-47s with lots of ammo and a few anti-tank rockets, but I don't know how effective they are on our tanks. And there's not much they can do. There are videos I put up on my Telegram channel that show the Hamas stopping, using guns, not killing them, but having guns, stopping the people from getting the humanitarian aid food. They're taking all the food for themselves, so they still have places in the tunnels they plan on holding themselves up. There's also, in the videos, they're beating people to stop them from taking the humanitarian aid. So that shows their color. They don't care. They don't care. They come in October 7th, they massacre people, do all sorts of atrocities, kill innocent people. Way over, I think it was 1,450. Take hostages, mistreat them, put children in cages like animals, animal cages, literally, I believe. And then they go crying to the UN, stop the war, stop the war. It's so cruel. Yeah, I mean, the UN Security Council to try to force the ceasefire was vetoed, so that's not happening. The Hamas and Hezbollah and them, I think, are Houthis waking up to the reality that the UN will come give them food and medical aid and stuff like that. But the UN is not going to be of any help to them. They got that down. So, what are we going to do with 45,000 Hamas? You got any idea about that? I'd love to hear it. I don't know what they're going to do with them. Where are they going to put them? They don't have prisons for that many people. I don't know what they're going to do. Demilitarizing them is going to be a nightmare. They got guns hidden all over the place. On my Telegram channel, I have videos of them dissecting a large teddy bear. That's an inanimate toy. And pulling weapons out of the inside of the teddy bear, and it was in some kind of UNWRA school. The soldiers of Israel are saying that every house has a gun. Now, I don't know if they mean it literally, but... Beulah, no. The prices of food and supplies in Gaza has soared, gone up 20 times, So these people are taking advantage of each other. The Red Cross is still proving worthless with the hostages. And I think the world has sort of given up on the hostages. Israel is probably intending, when they try to do a general surrender, which they won't do I don't think they'll do an unconditional surrender unless they're really, really, really obliterated. They'll try to work conditions and use the hostages. And I think that's when Netanyahu thinks he'll get more hostages back. Demilitarizing them is going to be a long journey. They'll have to be occupied, and it's going to be a nightmare. I mean, if I start thinking about how the heck you're going to do it, it's terrible. You have to go door to door, and house to house, building to building, and go through everything and look for hidden weapons. It's going to be months and months. Well, the saving grace there is there's not that many structures left intact, but still there's a mountain of them. And guns could be hidden in rubble and things like that. These people are dedicated lunatics. I mean, we saw the videos. Again, it's on my Telegram, of them parading hostages through the streets naked, and the innocent Palestinians were cheering and chanting and hurting the hostages and throwing things at them. It was quite insane. I don't know what's going to do. I mean, it's looking like it's coming to a close. Technically speaking, when the rockets stop flying out of Gaza, I would say it's about 90% over, or at least 80%. Then they're down to trying to sneak out from tunnels or rooftops and attack the soldiers, but it's rather futile. The soldiers have artillery support and air support, so they just take cover, but they're in armored vehicles mostly anyway, and they call in a strike with artillery or air support strike from a plane, and that's the end of them. So it's a rather suicidal move for them to attack the soldiers, and that's why you're seeing mass surrenders. We might pick up information on hostages. Our interrogators are going to be very clever, not so much brutal, just probably you're going to catch more flies with honey in this case, you know. You want some nice tea or coffee or cigarettes? Would you like a hot meal? Would you like dry clothes? Have you slept? Would you like to, you know, this type of thing. I mean, when it's crucial, they could do more enhanced interrogations, but I don't think that it's needed here. They're just going to want creature comforts, and they see it's over, and they'll just start talking about what they know. And they're going to be very concerned that some of these so-called, you know, private first-class soldiers are really majors and colonels or the equivalent rank, you know. So they have to go through that and make sure they know who they're dealing with, you know. A high-ranking official's not going to go out and surrender with the soldiers and act like he's a high-ranking officer, because he knows within minutes he'll be in an enhanced interrogation or a serious interrogation. Now, if he's understands Hamas is basically dead man walking, he may do it. He doesn't care. He sits down and say, look, there's no need for this. I'll just give me some coffee or water and I'll talk to you. I'll tell you what you need. You know, no problem. It's over. I know it's over. Just tell me what you want to know. And I imagine they'll get a lot of that. And when they get that, then comes the coffee, the tea, the cigarettes, the hot food, clean clothes, or whatever they need, you know. It might be prison jumpsuit, but it'll be clean and dry, you know. And that's pretty much the way they'll deal with that. And I don't think Hamas is going to try to... I don't think they see it many other ways. I think now what Hamas is trying to do is hope that some nations come to help them, but hope's a thing long past for them. And they should be coming to the realization that their God isn't going to come bail them out. They don't really, you know, their God is small g God, you could say, and they're not getting bailed out. So they're probably trying to figure out how to negotiate their way out of this now that they just realized, I think a day and a half ago or something like that, maybe 2 days ago, that the UN's not going to bring a ceasefire on them. Now the hope is Biden will put a ceasefire out there, but Biden's not doing it. He was the one who vetoed it, and America vetoed it in UN Security Council. So what have they got to hang on for? I don't know, other than a negotiated surrender, terms of surrender. That's the only thing I could think of. And Israel will negotiate, but Israel's going to want complete demilitarization of Gaza and want all the hostages back and want all the weapons and everything else. And, you know, beyond that, I don't think Israel cares too much. They're not going to let them run Gaza again, you know. So I don't know, they could negotiate to keep the vast majority of them out of jail or something. But they're not really going to have a lot of negotiation room, you know. That's about it, I guess. So I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach. If you want Telegram, my Telegram channel, download the app. It's Telegram Messenger. And install it. Send me an email. My email address is in the description box at the bottom. It's IsraelGiving, one word, with the digit 7 at gmail.com. IsraelGiving, one word, with the number 7 at the end, at gmail.com. And just put Telegram in the subject header. I'll send you the invite link. Then after you've installed the app, Telegram Messenger, click on the invite link, and boom, you'll be right in a few seconds. And it's all free, the app and Telegram and everything. And you get to see all these videos and pictures of what's going on. Hezbollah in Lebanon is still We don't know what's going to happen there. In the Houthis, it looks like somebody will have to attack them. I don't think America is going to let them just start interdicting ships like crazy, but it remains to be seen. So I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach, and I'm out.